tossing and turning all night, staring at the ceiling, your mind racing with a million thoughts. Then you wake up exhausted, irritable, and even more stressed than the day before. Sound familiar? It's the classic chicken or egg question. Which comes first, stress or sleep deprivation? You can't sleep because you're stressed, but you're stressed because you can't sleep. Today, we're going to untangle this vicious cycle once and for all, and I'll share some powerful science-backed strategies to help you break free and finally get the restful sleep you deserve. So, let's dive right in. Stress and sleep are like two sides of the same coin, locked in a complex bidirectional relationship. This means they influence each other in a continuous loop. To really understand it, we need to look at what's happening inside our bodies, specifically with our hormones. When you experience stress, whether it's from a looming deadline, a fight with a loved one, or just the daily grind, your body goes into fight or flight mode. This is a primal survival mechanism. Your adrenal glands start pumping out hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones are designed to give you a burst of energy and heightened alertness to deal with a perceived threat. They increase your heart rate, raise your blood pressure, and flood your system with glucose for quick energy. This is great if you're actually running from a tiger, but not so great when you're trying to wind down for bed. Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, has a natural daily rhythm. It's typically highest in the morning to help you wake up and feel alert. And it gradually decreases throughout the day, reaching its lowest point at night, which allows your body to relax and fall asleep. However, when you're under chronic stress, your cortisol levels can remain elevated well into the evening. Your body is essentially stuck in an on state. It's telling you, stay awake, there's danger, even when the only danger is another sleepless night. This makes it incredibly difficult to fall asleep, and even if you do, the quality of your sleep is often poor and fragmented. You might wake up multiple times during the night, unable to reach those deep restorative stages of sleep. Now, let's flip the coin. What happens when you don't get enough sleep? A lack of sleep is, in itself, a significant physiological stressor on the body. When you're sleep deprived, your body perceives this as a state of crisis. And what does it do in a crisis? You guessed it, it ramps up cortisol production. So, you go to bed stressed, which disrupts your sleep. This lack of sleep then causes your body to produce even more cortisol the next day, making you feel more anxious, irritable, and overwhelmed. This heightened state of stress then makes it even harder to sleep the following night. And so the cycle continues, spiraling downwards. It's a brutal feedback loop. Stress disrupts sleep architecture, and poor sleep amplifies the body's stress response. One night of bad sleep can increase emotional reactivity. Small problems that you might normally brush off can feel like massive catastrophes. Your ability to regulate your emotions plummets, making you more prone to anxiety and mood swings. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logical reasoning, problem solving, and impulse control, becomes impaired when you're tired. Meanwhile, the amygdala, your brain's emotional center, becomes hyperactive. This is why you might find yourself snapping at people or feeling overwhelmed by simple tasks after a poor night's sleep. Your brain is literally wired for a more negative and emotional response. This cycle doesn't just affect your mood, it has serious long-term consequences for your health. Chronic stress and sleep deprivation are linked to a host of problems, including a weakened immune system, which makes you more susceptible to getting sick. It can lead to weight gain because cortisol increases your appetite, especially for high-fat, high-sugar comfort foods. It also messes with the hormones that regulate hunger, ghrelin, and leptin. Furthermore, this cycle significantly increases your risk for more serious conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. It also impacts your cognitive function, affecting your memory, concentration, and ability to learn. It's a full-body problem that starts in the mind and cascades through every system. So, the big question is, how do we break this cycle? It can feel impossible, like you're trapped. But the good news is, you're not powerless. By targeting either side of the equation, reducing stress or improving sleep, you can start to unravel the whole knot. Let's talk about some actionable strategies you can start using tonight. First, let's focus on managing stress, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime. You need to create a buffer zone between your busy, stressful day and your time for rest. One of the most effective techniques is creating a wind-down routine. This is a consistent set of calming activities you do every night for about 30 to 60 minutes before you get into bed. This signals to your brain and body that it's time to prepare for sleep. Your wind-down routine could include things like taking a warm bath. The rise and subsequent fall in body temperature can help induce sleepiness. You could try reading a physical book, not on a screen. As the blue light can interfere with melatonin production, the hormone that regulates sleep, gentle stretching, or some light yoga can also be incredibly effective at releasing physical tension you've been holding in your body all day. Another powerful tool for stress management is mindfulness and meditation. You don't have to sit in silence for an hour. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of guided meditation or deep breathing exercises can have a profound impact. Techniques like the 4-7-8 breathing method, inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8 can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and digest system. It's the direct opposite of the fight or flight response, actively lowering your heart rate and calming your mind. Journaling is another fantastic way to get racing thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Sometimes called a brain dump, this involves writing down everything that's worrying you, your to-do list for the next day, or just processing the events of the day. By externalizing these thoughts, you give your mind permission to let them go, at least for the night. Now, let's shift our focus to the other side of the equation: improving your sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene refers to the habits and practices that are conducive to sleeping well on a regular basis. The number one rule of good sleep hygiene is consistency. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, yes, even on weekends. This helps to regulate your body's internal clock or circadian rhythm, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Your bedroom environment also plays a crucial role. It should be a sanctuary for sleep. This means it needs to be cool, dark, and quiet. Invest in some blackout curtains to block out any intrusive light. Use a white noise machine or earplugs to mask disruptive sounds. The ideal temperature for sleep is generally between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. Be mindful of what you consume in the evening. Avoid caffeine for at least 6 to 8 hours before bedtime. It's a stimulant that can stay in your system for a surprisingly long time. Also, be cautious with alcohol. While a glass of wine might feel like it helps you relax and fall asleep faster, it actually disrupts your sleep later in the night, preventing you from reaching the deeper, more restorative stages of sleep. And avoid large, heavy meals close to bedtime, as digestion can interfere with your ability to rest comfortably. And a big one in our modern world, the screen time curfew. The blue light emitted by our phones, tablets, and computers suppresses the production of melatonin. Make a rule to put all screens away at least an hour before you plan to sleep. Instead, pick up that book, listen to a calming podcast, or chat with a family member. So, which comes first, stress or sleep deprivation? The truth is, it doesn't really matter. They are so intertwined that tackling one will inevitably help the other. The key is to take that first step. Don't try to implement all of these changes at once. That can be overwhelming in itself. Pick 1 or 2 strategies that resonate with you the most. Maybe you start with a 10-minute wind-down routine of gentle stretching. Or maybe you commit to putting your phone away an hour before bed. Start small, be consistent, and be patient with yourself. You're trying to reverse a powerful biological cycle, and it won't happen overnight. But with each small step, you're weakening the link between stress and sleeplessness. You're teaching your body and mind a new way to operate, a way that prioritizes rest and recovery. If you've tried these strategies and you're still struggling significantly, please don't hesitate to talk to a doctor or a mental health professional. Sometimes there might be an underlying medical condition, like a sleep disorder or a chronic anxiety issue that requires professional support. Reaching out for help is a sign of strength, and there are effective treatments available. Remember, getting a good night's sleep isn't a luxury. It's a fundamental pillar of your mental and physical health. By understanding the intricate dance between stress and sleep, you can finally step off the dance floor and find the peace and quiet you need. You have the power to break the cycle. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And for more content on how to improve your health and well-being, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Sweet dreams.